All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Look at that beautiful sunrise above the house there. I'm loaded up this morning. Really going to be concentrating on putting beaver sets out. So I got a bunch of bigger foothold traps for the beaver, and then I got a couple of milk crates of 330s, some tall H10s and some shorter H10s. This is a new thing I'm going to try this year. I picked up some of these black widow stands. I think they'll work good for me in certain areas, so I can push them into the side of the bank, create a step, and place that Bridger number 5 or that TS85 right here to hold it in the water. Just kind of create a ledge that's not there on those steep banks. So I'm going to be giving those a try this season. That's basically it, guys. Got my waders, got my hip boots up front. I'm expecting to be wet after a while, just part of it. I went ahead and grabbed a few smaller foothold traps for canines or bobcats in case I see sign. I want to throw a few of those out. Let's see, that's about it. Up here in the passenger seat, I've got my hip boots, and I got me some wire and all my stuff in case I need to make some new extensions, and then just some bag of chain and my fencing tool that I use on those S-hooks and cutting some of that wire, and I got a S-hook tool as well. But pretty much it, guys. I'm fixing to take off. I've got to get with a farmer here in a little bit and ride around. He's going to drive me around his farm, show me where they're having problems with the beavers at. So that'll just save me a little bit of leg work. Go straight to the problem. Probably going to be scouting today quite a bit too. I've got a couple of colonies located, but I'm going to be scouting, try to find a few more spots to set, and then each day from here on out we'll be adding sets, moving sets, and getting after them. So we'll check in with you guys here in a little bit. Real quick too, guys, a couple other new things I'm going to try this year. It'll be a good time to mention that. I got some fish oil that I made this past summer. I'm going to be making probably some pocket sets for otters and trying that fish oil out. And then a trick that Mark Connor down in South Arkansas talked about, one of his demos that he did, is just using glitter to represent. Got a couple of different colors here. I don't know if that sun's picking up that shine on that. I can see it real good. It's just shining all different colors, and we're going to put that around some of those pocket sets just for eye appeal. I do believe this color right here, this diamond silver, is going to be perfect to mimic fish scales and catch the eye of a critter coming by if the sun's out. So we're going to be trying some of that on those otter sets and seeing how that works. And then one more thing I'm really been looking forward to using. I've had it since last spring. This is a badger tool made by Muskrat Man Knives, and I'm looking forward to using it. Mainly I think it'll be a good tool for like digging those pocket sets. How well the camera's going to show it, but this thing's got a contour to it, almost like a spoon shovel. This side of it is razor sharp, so it'll be good like cutting vines, or almost using like a machete, as big as it is, kind of knocking roots. And then it's got this little sawtooth over here if you need to saw something bigger. Sorry for my sinuses. I've got a really bad ear infection, actually on some antibiotics right now. My sinuses are really wheezing this morning, so I apologize, guys. I know that gets annoying, but there's not a thing I can do about it. But anyway, I'm gonna put this thing on my belt, and I think it's gonna be a really handy tool to use on a trap line as well. I've used a lot of these in the past, to just the ones you can pick up like at Lowe's or Walmart or Garden Center, and I can't remember what they're called. They're some kind of Japanese or Chinese name, but none of those have ever held up. I've even used the prepper shovel, foldable, collapsible, tactical shovel that you can get, and even that thing, I grinded it down a little bit so it wasn't so round and more of this spear shaped. But even that thing didn't hold up, or wasn't exactly what I was looking for. But I think this will kind of fit the bill. It's really heavy. I believe this is going to hold up and it's going to work well, but we're going to give it a try this season. So there's a few new things I got going on, and we'll see you guys out on the trap line in a little bit. All right, guys, at my first location, I got this first little area set. You guys may recognize it. I trapped it last year. This is where I found the pretty good sized buck that was buried in a dam, and we ended up catching a few beaver. Flood come along and washed the dam out after I caught several of the beaver. But you can tell that they're back in here. They've got a good sized dam built right here. I was actually in here about a month ago. I took some pictures from that corner right up there, and they've got a feed bed directly across from that corner, and then there's a bank den and the feed bed. You can see part of it kind of sticking out just around this corner right here. It's going to be a little too deep for me to get to it right now, so I've come in here and I've set it up best I can for now. I've got 8 sets out, and I'll show you guys real quick what I set up. So right here behind me is the first one. Let me tell you too, is that when I first walked in here, guys, when I pulled in, I seen something swimming on up around the curve here. And as I got down here to the dam, coming across the dam, I look up and I can see something swimming under the water and bubbles coming around right through here. I just stopped and watched it, and probably somewhere right out in here, I was standing just right there by that log by the dam. And about right here in front of me now, an otter popped its head up, looked at me, immediately went back down and took off. So good knowing otters in here, so I decided I was going to put some otter sets in. So right here, what I did, guys, I just come in here. I took this badger tool that I got in this thing. I've used it on 2 different holes here, 2 different sets, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to like this thing. Let me get it out. One thing I like about it is it comes with this holster. I can put it right here on my hip, and then man, this thing was just perfect for pushing back into that hole, twisting it both sides. This side's tapered sharp like a knife. This side's tapered down to that saw blade, so that thing shoved right in there, turned perfectly all the way around, pulled a hole out. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good useful tool for me. Anyway, before we left the house, I said I was going to experiment with some glitter, and hopefully the camera's picking up all that glitter that's around the set. And basically all I did, I took that tool, come in here, made a big hole. See if I can get you guys down in there to look at it. With the back of it dry, you got water coming in here, and I've got a dry spot on the back where I squirted my fish oil, some glitter back in there. We've got a Duke 850 garnet right here. It's what I had when I first come in here. I've got it set on a black widow stand. Said I was going to try those out too. That's going to be handy because it's a good 14-15 inches deep right here, and that's too deep to put that trap down on the bottom. That black widow stand allows me to pull it up here right up at the top of the water and just make a ledge. They're going to climb up on this trap to get in that hole. All right, we'll walk on around here, show you these other sets. Right here, guys, I've done this same set last year here. I just anchored to this tree root. Come over here, I made a dam break. Had it flowing really good when I first set it, and all that debris washed back in here. But basically, I just got my, I believe it's a TS85, right down here, just right as that dam drops off, that first little ledge. Got that trap sitting on it. Just gonna clean some of this debris out and get that water flowing again. That's my second set. Come right over here, guys. You remember there was a bank den right here. I knew it was there because I had a trap in it last year. So you can see my H stand, my tall H stand right here. It's going down in the water, and there's a bank den that goes up into this bank right here, and that 330's guarding it. right there under the water. That's my third set. Keep working our way down here. Right here, guys, when I started, once I knew those otters were here, I was going to explore down a little bit. Got down here looking around and immediately see this otter toilet right here on top of that sandbar. You can see the otter tracks where they're working the very top ridge of this sandbar. Hopefully you guys notice that glitter. Let me get around here on the sun side of it. You can see where those otter come up here and come back down in the water. About 4 or 5 different sets. Hopefully that sun's showing that glitter right there on top. All I did, guys, I could tell there's 2 or 3 different piles of scat. I could tell where those otter are walking this top bank. They're coming in down there and they're walking right up this ridge. So I just come here and done a blind set with a foothold. Blocked it on both sides just the tiniest little bit with these sticks sticking up. So if they come down through there, they're going to go through the middle of it. Got that glitter spread out right here to get their attention. And that's my 4th set, I believe. Then right over here, guys, we got this little channel coming down through here. Got a 330 guard net blocked down out there on that little point. Closes it down. Then we stuck a 330 in there. Keep on walking, guys. And I noticed a lot of otter tracks up here on the edge of this sandbar over here. And the sun all day rises right up over this bank. So the sunshine's shining on this bank every morning. So I wanted to put a pocket set in over here for an otter. So I was just looking, trying to identify a good spot. Really the steepest bank I seen to dig a pocket in was right here. So I started digging a pocket right here. You guys will notice there's a big rock right here, almost dry, but it immediately drops off to another 14-16 inches right in front of where I had that hole. I didn't have another black widow stand without going to the truck and getting one, so instead of doing that, I just decided to move over here where it's a little bit shallower. Dug my pocket right here, back up in there, done a little shelf. Hopefully you guys can see all that glitter that's around that hole. It's gonna mimic fish scales, hopefully. And then I've got this trap guard net right here in front of it in about 2.5, 3 inches of water. All right, guys, keep on moving down. Got this little channel here, so we got it blocked down. We just picked the narrowest, deepest spot in this little channel. Had to do a little bit of more necking it down. Just pulled the grass up on this right side and left side. Got our trap right there in the middle between those 2 sticks. I actually took there was a big piece of root laying here on the bank, so I took that big piece of root, laid it on top of my spring, between the ground and the spring, and that gonna help block that side off. And then over here we just pulled the grass over. Keep moving, guys. Just looking down through here for another spot, and the water narrows down again real close on this steep bank. This tree was already down right here and that debris sticking out, so hey, that'll be a good spot. Pretty deep. And I just shoved this other stick in there, just kind of block it down a little bit more. Put my 330 in here. Couldn't find a stick, but I had an anchor in my hands, or rebar, so I just used that rebar in that corner. Found a little stick, put on this corner to secure that trap there. Anything swims along through here in the water is going to get caught. So I'm excited about this check in the morning. Should be a good catch. Y'all, of course, as a trapper, we always think that. But what I'm going to do now, guys, I've got this little area set the way I want. I'm going to go basically around this curve, back up toward the road and a bridge. I'm going to look basically on that straightaway between this corner and the road, and probably get a few more sets put in there, maybe if anything sticks out to me. But I got several calls I'm going to have to quit setting this morning, go take care of some business. I was hoping to have all day to just put traps out, but not going to work out that way for me. So take a quick look. If I see something real quick, I'll throw something in. If not, I'll probably head to the house and get that other work started. But we'll check in with you guys tomorrow, see if hopefully have some catches over here. Alright guys, real quick, I stopped just to get out here and look, and this kind of gives you a real good view of the area that I was just sitting. You can see that tree across right there. That's where I was under. We've got the first set that I showed you, a little pocket set right here on this bank, and then the dam going across right here. I'm just up here on this corner. I know there's a couple more bank dens. I know there's another one about at the base of that tree where it's leaned over on this side. You can tell right here, the feed bed, that's where their bank den is. They started building a hut on top of it last year. A bunch of sticks piled on top. When the flood came along, it washed most of that off. But I'm positive that's where they're going to be living at, the main den area. And then we'll come right around here. We've got another feed bed right here. You guys can see it. Last year, as that most of this was dry, and I actually walked in the bottom of this ditch, but they built that dam back up quite a bit. There's a lot of chew sticks, a lot of activity. I know there's going to be quite a few beavers still in here. If I remember correctly, I had one twist off, and a big beaver twisted off, probably the big female. I don't remember. I know we caught one of them. I don't remember if it was a male or the female, but there's a three-legged beaver in here, a big three-legged beaver. So as if I put my foothold traps out trying to catch it, I know that I want to target back foot catch, because my odds have been cut in half on getting the front foot catch on that beaver. So that's something to keep in mind when you trap places year after year. You can see a lot of chew sticks back over here, all up and down here. Just looking real quick, guys, I'm not seeing any real quick access, easy neck down spots to set. You can just barely see the bridge up here where the road comes across. I'm probably going to go down to it, stop and get out and look under that bridge. Probably get a few sets put out underneath it, if we can find some places real quick today. If not, I'll head home and know what I need to bring back with me tomorrow to get that set. But anyway, we'll check back in with you guys either here in a little bit, or I'll see you in the next video. Guys, here's his bridge. Nothing real quick. I know it's going to be some big boulders down here. I was actually down here last year. I believe I've done some video on it. And looks like we might have a little bit of a dam right there. Or, not sure if the beavers have built it or if it's just where the breeze washed up on them rocks. But it's definitely holding water on this upper end. Without climbing down there, just real quick, I'm not seeing any chew sticks, peeled sticks where they've ate them and the water's washed them down. A lot of times they'll pile up in these places like this. I'm not seeing any at all down through here, so that makes me think there's not any beaver living up any higher up this ditch than where we were at. So probably just the one colony living below us down here that we just got set. I'll probably climb down here tomorrow, take a closer look, check that dam out. These places like this are ideal, guys, for catching raccoon, skunks, all your other critters. They'll walk this high bank under this bridge up here where the embankment meets the concrete. A lot of times you can find den holes and stuff in these rocks to set. But that's going to be it for today, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.